Hello, I'm Tony, and welcome to the Tony Shap Show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, I have Eric with us. I can't wait for him to share his story with you, more about his business. So at the end of this show, you'll know exactly who Eric is out of Orange County and what he does and who he helps. Eric, with that said, welcome to the Tony Shap Show.
Hey Tony, hey, thank you so much for having me on today. Is been a longtime fan of your show. I've listened to it for quite some time and really honored to be in here. So let's get it started and let's have some fun.
Thank you very much. Welcome. Well, you're super welcome. So with that said, let's go right into the one word open. Eric, if you could share with the audience, what's that one word you could use to describe how you're feeling in this moment? That would be great.
Clarity. Clarity is it because we've gone through so much and it's now is everyone's pivoting. Everyone's really trying to create clarity in their business, their message, their marketing, who they're working with and so forth. And I really believe that if companies really want to take that next step is they need to create very strong clarity.
That's
So
awesome.
I spent the last 3 months really focusing on the clarity of Blue Sea and where we're going as a company. So
Perfect. Well, speaking of Blue Sea, go ahead and go right into business. Talk to us about your why, how you started, where you are, where you're going, and all that good stuff. I know that could take 2 hours to explain, but if you could just give us high level in a couple minutes, that would be great.
no worries. Well, we started Blue Sea in 1998. It's myself and my business partner Jeff Bentley. Jeff Bentley, I consider to be one of the best creative directors in the region. We got together back in 1998, and really we were trying to focus on being a different kind of creative agency, one that focused on creative first versus just trying to get billings together. If we can't make a client's brand move forward, it's we really should not even exist. And so the whole idea was is to create a different kind of company. Moving fast forward, actually, it's really interesting. Our very first client was 13 casinos in Las Vegas and Absolute Vodka, and well,
Nice.
and so we were like alcoholic gamblers. But then we started getting car clients and kind of moved on from there. But it was definitely a great way to start an agency and had a lot of fun at it. But it progressed through the years of becoming more of a brand strategy agency and also a content strategy agency and a digital marketing agency. So one of the programs that we have is it's called a platform, which is called Brand Power. And brand power is really important for companies. Is our very first step is called clarity or clarify. Is a lot of companies are either starting out, don't know exactly what their message is, what their brand is, who they stand for, who their competition is, what their triggers are, and so forth. Or it might be an existing company, it might be 10, 15, 20 years old and said, hey, we made it through the pandemic. We have different products. We're new and exciting. We're going for it now. So we go through a thing called a clarify, brand power clarify process. And then once they graduate from that, they go to our next system, which is called Infused, which is really developing what their marketing strategy is and what their activation is. Then once they graduate from Infuse, then they go to Engage, which is actually creating the actual campaign, the creative campaign development, what that big picture is, what that big idea is, almost like what that Super Bowl spot is, but then how it's going to be taken out. Then once they graduate from Engage, then we go to Integrate, which is digital marketing and sales strategies. And then once they graduate from that, then they go Ignite, which is social media and content marketing. So, but the first stop is really, I just encourage people to like clarify. Why is it so important? Our whole history for the last 10 years, 2019 and back, is we do about 2 to 3 brand strategy initiatives for clients during the year. Guess how many we did in the year 2020? Just take a wild guess, Tony.
5.
28.
Wow.
And the worst year ever. And I was really surprised because we didn't even promote it, but it was a lot of word of mouth. It was a lot of clients saying, we need to get better. We need to clarify our message. And what we always do is we do a thing called day one, where I go to Home Depot. I buy 4 trash cans, the plastic trash cans, the heavy duty ones.
Yeah.
I take them to the office. I say, okay, we're going to take 1 hour. I want you to take everything that is not relevant for your marketing message and throw it in these trash cans. And after the 1 hour, we're going to have lunch, compliments of Wahoo's fish tacos. And so what I do is I pass around the menu, we order the menu, and they get 1 hour to crank it out. And at the end of 1 hour, we press the bell, and then we have lunch. And then we take that and we throw everything in the trash. So it's getting rid of the old and getting looking forward to the new. So that program is changed companies because I mean, even our companies, I have legacy stuff that we've had 15, 20 years ago. I found a binder the other day with our first ads we did for Fremont Street Experience. And I was like, wow, we did a lot of cool stuff. But that's the past. That check's been cashed years ago. We have to think about moving forward. So we call it day one, kind of like if I was to buy the company and walk into it, it's like, what are we going to throw away? And all that goes in those trash cans. So
I don't think I've ever heard anything like that. That's really cool.
it's really cool, and I really want to actually video one of these,
Okay.
and the big thing is the reward at the end is having Wahoo's fish tacos. So
That's cool.
you just can't go wrong without Wahoo's. So
That's really cool. And you
yeah.
know what's really cool is what you were saying about last year, how you had 20 plus new clients. Last year, even now, I'm noticing a lot of arbitrage in the marketplace. So a lot of people who are open to that possibility, like we were talking about before we started recording. If you're open to opportunity, it starts with being open to it, right, and all that good stuff. So, and what that said is, I saw a lot of arbitrage last year. People who were, their Facebook ads, they were spending 25 grand a week, and some
Mhm.
clients were, and they were getting double the returns, or some of them took it down in half and got the
Mhm.
same results because the cost came down. I mean, that's your realm of capability.
Sure.
You get your agency. So, with that said, let's go right into a win that you could share with us that you
Mhm.
recently had that's near and dear to your heart in business context. That way, our
Uh,
listeners could also, uh, you know, get to hear your win and also
mhm.
understand, like, they could be on the same page with you to see, what you learned from that win, Eric.
Mhm. Well, my biggest win is my mental survival through the COVID, and that started on April 12th. April 12th, I got a phone call from Wing Lam from Wahoo's, and he says, Eric, it's in 2 days, we lost 85% of our business across 60 stores. I'm laying people off. We're closing stores. We're doing things. And I got a catering order I got to take. Can you help me deliver? And of course, you just never say no to him. You just keep on going. You just do it. As a longstanding client of Blue Seas, is that we want all of our clients to be successful. So we made a delivery of 300 meals to Hoag Hospital in Irvine. That started something. Was all of a sudden we created this thing where people are actually calling in, companies were calling in and said, hey, we would like to sponsor a drop to this hospital,
Hmm.
or we'd like to sponsor a drop to these firefighters or these police stations, or like for example Constellation, which is Modelo, Pacifico, Corona. They said we need to provide food to all of the grocery distribution centers to make sure that all the people get their toilet paper. Because remember that era when toilet paper was like scarce, so
Yes.
everything was in the distribution centers. They just couldn't get the stuff out fast enough. So we did those drops. So throughout this whole thing is we created a thing called the California Love Drop. And
Hmm.
basically what it is, it's to take meals to first line responders, those in need, and people that are making big change in the world. And so the key thing is that we did our 200th drop last Saturday. We've delivered over 20,000 meals. We started Erie, Pennsylvania Love Drop, New Jersey Love Drop, Las Vegas Love Drop, and this weekend is going to be our very first Texas Love Drop. And so we're actually giving out 250 meals in Austin, Texas, Saturday and Sunday, permitting what the weather is going on and what's going on there. So we can't wait for Barcelona, Spain Love Drop. So the Love Drop is such a fantastic thing because we have partners in it like Monster Energy, Yogurtland, Hint Water, Antis Roofing, Wahoo's Fish Tacos, Cliff Bar, Cholula Hot Sauce, and we've all come together to contribute back out to it. And now this is also a way for companies to say, hey, we believe in social currency and giving back. And so we've got a healthcare company called UHSM. So they've actually come on board. And we have PCMA, which is wealth management. And they've come on board and they're a partner with it. And so then we've got other people that might be a law firm that said, "Oh, my wife is head of surgery at Fountain Valley Hospital. Can you deliver 500 meals there?" That's what we do. So it's called the Love Drop, and it's magical. It's a thing that got me through COVID, staying positive. And we have this whole group that's just they're just an amazing group. And typically, when you do pro bono or care back or give back programs, is these people last for like 3 or 4 weeks and they kind of drift away. We've been all together since April and we're merging forward. So
Wow.
that's what I'm super proud of.
Yeah, that's remarkable. Well, we all appreciate you doing that. That's awesome that you're giving back and you're helping others and you've kind of taken lead and put this all together. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a little bit on, so that's a great win. Let's talk about something that's not so much of a win that you experienced recently, and what did you learn from it?
I think I can look back at the books is I truly believe as an entrepreneur is you have a lot of not great wins. And the difference is it's a fork in the road if you're going to go here or you're going to go here. Are you going to just beat yourself down or are you going to take it and learn from it and move forward? I think, whew, a big, not a big win. Those are really tough questions because our team here at Blue Sea is always challenging themselves to be better, keep on learning, keep on driving, bringing new ideas to clients, becoming a better agency. And I think the biggest challenge is that, boy, what would it be? I hmm, I
We could
think
come
the
back to it.
big,
Think let
no, no.
it,
I think the biggest thing is that you and I haven't connected before this because I always listen to your show, and I always like I hear it on the drive and so forth. So I'm taking that as it, and that might be my my card to pass on that question. But unfortunately, luckily enough is that I've got an amazing team that even if things are going bad, we figure out a way to make it turn good. And a lot in what I'm really excited about is a new division in Blue Sea is that we've helped a lot of VC companies, a lot of early funding companies, especially on the technology side, help them figure out who their brand is and how they do. But one of the things that I'm really excited about is the electric transportation space. So we're creating a division here called Blue Sea Electric, which is dedicated towards electric transportation and sustainable energy for the next generation. Do you have kids?
yes, I do.
Okay, so how old are your kids?
Two in high school and one in college. How about
Oh,
you?
okay. So you're kind of in the same boat I am.
Yeah.
So I think our job as parents and as people in business is we have to leave this place, this planet better than we got it. And so we really looked at our roster of clients, and we actually passed on several clients at the beginning of the year because they don't fall within this thing. And so it's to me, it's like our whole mantra is that if this company is not for the betterment of the future generation, we don't take them on clients. So Blue Sea Electric is amazing. I just got off the phone with an electric truck company that wants to be proven and race the Score Baja San Felipe 250 in an electric vehicle. Never been done before. And I'm hoping we have a chance to work on it with them. So the electric side, that's what I get excited about. So we always have Blue Sea, which is a lot of the technology, consumer goods, healthcare, um, automotive, power sports, motorsports, consumer products, beverages, and so forth. Actually, we've in our studio here today, we're actually shooting for a wine company. So we're creating all the digital assets for the next 6 months for their social media. So um, I got to tell you, it's like those are the things I'm excited about.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know a lot of people are excited around electric cars, and because I was talking to a VC the other day, and they were looking at, they didn't say the name, but they're looking at investing into those spots that you go to charge. Tesla has the superchargers, which is
Charging part.
exclusive. Yeah,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
so he was really excited because it's not just to one, and also what we have to come in 5 years from now. To your point, that's a really exciting segment, and I'm glad you're doing something around that too. So let's talk about your if you could give other founders, listeners, other leaders like yourself that are listening to this, if you could only give them one advice, it could be anything. It could be sales, marketing, mindset, or growth, hacking. If you could only give them one advice and they're listening to this right now, Eric, what would that one advice be?
You know what is I spent a lot of time thinking about this. Is sales is um, I can give you something better than sales advice. I can give you something better than growth hacking advice. I can give you something better than culture advice. I can give you better than having you build your company, because I can give you clarity. And the biggest thing is that as a CEO, a leader in a company, is it used to be is like, okay, CEO did this and the marketing department did this. But now the reality is if the CEO doesn't focus on marketing, their company won't go to that next level. And you look through history of like the people, the CEOs or the leaders of companies that have been really strong in marketing. Let's talk about recent ones. Elon Musk. I mean, you know what? He's a visionary on it. Let's talk about Steve Jobs, visionary marketer on it. But then you start looking at other companies that are kind of in that same segment that were a product versus a brand, and leadership did not communicate the story. They're no longer here. And so that's very, very important. So one of the things I recommend is clarifying your message, clarifying everything. Because once you have all that clarified, I can now take it to my sales department. I can take it to my HR that's hiring people. I can take it to all the other departments that help the brand and the product and the company move forward on it. So if they have that gold piece, then it's a lot easier to march in. I can show you hundreds of companies that skipped that step and went ahead and just said, "Hey, we just want to build we want to just keep on building our company." Our whole mantra at Blue Sea is brand bold, and brand bold starts about clarifying. And it kind of goes back to those four trash cans: is take all that old stuff, put it in there. And I even, on your business too, is like you've seen so many changes as far as on the credit card side through the years. Is if you were marketing the same thing on the credit card side you were doing 10 years ago, would you still be in business? So let me challenge you a step further. If you were still marketing the same way you did pre-COVID, would you still be in business?
No.
Your message, you've pivoted and your message changed and your product has probably changed too, right?
100%.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
what's a hot trend in your industry right now?
Right now, great question. Customized payment solutions. So a lot of people are stuck into this template based, and it's great. It works fine. It's a solution that's given to you, and it works for hundreds of thousands of businesses. But a lot of people like want to go outside the box and they want something that's custom. So, yeah. And with that said, I'd love to ask you my next question. If you in your business, would you be able to survive in business? Yes or no? If you were not to, if you were not, if you couldn't accept one more credit card payment, would you be able to stay in business?
No, no. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Is the big thing is that kind of my question is like your products for the credit industry is that Blue Sea historically. I mean, we would work with a client, we'd send out an invoice, we'd wait for that check to get paid, and so forth. But let's talk about where I mean, I'm just going to be really transparent. Is I didn't see checks come in from March till June for many of our clients,
Yeah.
but I got credit card payments from them, and that kept our doors open. And where nowadays we used to have 20% of our clients that would pay by credit card, now we have probably close to 60. And the whole aspect is that we have several clients overseas, and they use like key pointed services for us through their franchise programs. Now I've got 19 franchise companies ordering the same thing from us, even though they're completely different and they're not connected. So if they order, a TV spot very specific towards their region, okay, they put their credit card and they order, make the change and go. it's not 19 different invoices I send out. Could you, I with taking credit cards, I've actually reduced the pain in my accounting department.
That's
And
awesome.
we're not a large company. I have one person. Her name is Michelle. She's just amazing. She does everything. But I was able to take a lot out of that. So now it just she sends it out through QuickBooks. They pay through the credit card and go on it.
That's really
Um,
great.
so
So
next question.
yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, thank you. So let's talk about is there a question that I should have asked you that I didn't, Eric?
Um, you know what? I think the thing is that the I think I would say the big question is where's the future of Blue Sea going? And I talked about a little about the electric side, and I talked about our brand power side. But the other thing is that we've been really successful is that we believe companies, if they can be in big media, they will be able to leap jump people. So we've created a thing called Blue Fire here, which gets companies on CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News, like about anywhere between 250 to 330-second TV spots a month for $5,000. Why is that so important? And it's done by zones. I just want to make sure that it's not a Super Bowl commercial, but it's like where you can really key target your people in it. And the thing is that all of a sudden is, say it's a startup company, you have competition in the marketplace, and now you're on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. Your sales team's super pumped because you've actually like invested in this push to support their efforts. So they're able to tell that story. You're able to tell that story on your website. You're able to feature that TV spot and so forth. So Blue Fire is our sole objective. Our why is to make companies bigger, better, faster, and better than anyone else in their
Awesome.
category. So that's kind of it. So
Beautiful. And how can our listeners get in touch with you if they have any questions about what you do or any questions about this conversation? How could I get in touch with you?
yeah, well, my thing is that I believe in one and one. Our website is blue, BLUE, the letter C, USA.com. So bluecusa.com. My email is emorley, Morley, at bluecusa.com. If you can reach me on those, or you can reach me on LinkedIn. You can always connect with me on LinkedIn, Eric Morley. Definitely, ask questions there. So, um, yeah,
Perfect.
I'm not tough to find. So
Perfect. I'll be sure to put down the show notes for your links that you just gave out. So perfect. With that said, let's wrap it up with the one word close. So we started with clarity. We talked about clarifying, and I would love to hear what you're going to finish it up with.
moving forward, moving forward, and so creating that freedom to move forward. And I got to tell you, I really appreciate you taking your valuable time and reaching out and talking to me and so forth. I think what you do is you create the freedom for people to move forward to. So thank you so much, and wishing you a great weekend.
Same here. Thank you very much. The pleasure is all mine. Thanks for coming on to the show. I can't wait to have you back on here in the future. And until next time.
All right. Thanks, Tony. All
Thanks.
right. All right.
And there you go. I hope you enjoyed it, and great to have you, and thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode. Till next time, onwards and upwards.